And welcome one and all to this special Cast It to the King podcast episode. We are doing this watch party, and we have the NFL Network stream all up ready to go. And I will be listening into anything that may come awry from their end, or just listening in just to see what's going on. But for right now, let me just double check this. Yep, I can hear it. You cannot. So we don't get hit with copyright. Welcome one and all. I am your host, Joshua Mickle, and we are on for a special evening tonight for the NFL Draft in Detroit. My wife from Gaylord, Michigan, so about a good hour and a half away from downtown Detroit. So this is going to be something special for her, but she really doesn't care that much for football these days, especially since they lost to the 49ers recently. But that's neither here nor there. So we are now, let's go ahead and just tune in real quick and see what we got going on right now in the NFL.
We waited 6 years to say this. Welcome to the NFL Draft in Detroit. Let's go, Big D. How you like that? Em, I was just kidding about the rap battle. We're going to save that for another day. But the pride of Detroit has got a little some surprise for you and bringing out a few other surprises for you. So, Em, here you go. Detroit! What up? It's here. Make some noise for the Detroit Lions. Let's go!
All right, we're going to cue away from that for a bit. Take the audio off. All right, and I'll have that on the standby. But for those of you who tune in for the first time to this ever podcast, you will see this glorious setup that I have. For those of you that don't know me, I'll go ahead and just go with the introductions. Let me mute this for a bit. My name's Joshua Mickle once again, and as I take a sip of this, 30-year-old man, happily married, and I have an awesome job at the Life Church in Memphis, Tennessee. And one of the coolest things of doing this is being able to do that on the side. Being able to do that is my dream job, and be able to be with you guys on the side. And I'm watching this, and I have on here on my multi-viewer the camera shot of me right there. I have another camera shot right over here. Yeah, right over here. And then we have a quick shot of the broadcast right here, and I'll be up there in that corner whenever we cue to that. But because of copyright, we can't be up for long, nor keep the audio up for long. So I'm not going to, and we just got monetized for the first time in a long while, so I'm hoping we're off the YouTube blacklist. So I'm able to hear it in my earphones of what's going on air. So I'll be able to watch it with you live. So I'll pull it up with you one more time so you can know when to watch it in real time along with me.
Great job, guys. I just got one thing to say. What up, though?
All right, we'll mute that for a bit. Come back to me. All right. And there's the boos for Commissioner. They never get old. The boos for the Commissioner never get old, indeed. Why? That's what I don't understand. Yeah, Detroit, for once, you're not going to be one of the first picks in the NFL draft. So, and Dad, I don't have a wicked laugh. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, we're about to get started with the first pick with the Chicago Bears. Let's do it.
The Chicago Bears are now on the clock.
And the loudest boo is reserved for the Bears fans. There's 8 Mile. With all due respect, Barry Sanders is 10 Mile. 10.4.
All right. So there we go. And the Bears are underway right now as we speak. And for those of you watching this for the first time, this is a Titan-friendly podcast, but open to all. Open to all. We are open to all, and we love you. Even if you are a Texan, Jaguar, or a Colt fan, we welcome you here into my humble abode here. That is my studio area. So right now, the Bears are on the clock, and the big thing, as you see in the title, that we'll discuss later as we get closer and closer to the pick is, and let's just get out of the way. We all assume Caleb Williams is going number 1 overall, so let's just get that out of the way. And so now, what we have to deal with is, particularly on this channel, is with the Tennessee Titans. Every single mock draft from here to Memphis to all the way in Vegas to the cows come home, whatever analogy you want to use, has said from the beginning, is this going to be, this is Joel Alt or bust type of draft. This is a Joel Alt or bust type of draft. And if you have listened, at all through any of our GM's comments since the Combine and our head coach during the Combine is, all right, what we got here? Will Goodell give hugs tonight? I have back surgery 3. You have back surgery or he had back surgery? I have a heart in my way. I'm sorry. I can't read that next part. Did Goodell have back surgery? I would hope that's being spoken out there to the players before they come up on stage. But yeah, everyone's mock draft for the Titans is Joel Alt, the offensive tackle from Notre Dame, or bust. And so now, for those that have listened to Rand Carthon and Brian Callahan, our new head coach, they have said since the Combine, with the hiring of Bill Callahan as our new offensive line coach, it leaves us flexibility to then go forth and pick in the draft offensive linemen that are not. That it leaves us more flexibility to pick an offensive lineman elsewhere in the draft that doesn't have to be our top 10 pick. Then Brian Callahan, our head coach, was asked, what do you value in a top pick, a premium draft pick? And he essentially said, I want players that can score touchdowns. I want players that can score touchdowns and be playmakers for us. And so you put 2 and 2 together. We have flexibility for O-line to be selected. And we want playmakers. We want playmakers for our second-year quarterback, Will Levis, going forward. And so now, with all this going down, everyone is thinking it's Joel or bust. When in reality, it's either Marvin Harrison Jr., which is highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely that he falls to 7. But the 2 guys that's in the title, it's either going to be Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze from Washington. Malik Neighbors from LSU or Rome Odunze from Washington. If either one of those players are there, the Titans are going to pick their preferred choice, the best available. If it's just one of them available, only one of them available, if it's just one of them available, they're going to take one of them. If it is just none of them are on the board, all the top 3 wide receivers are gone by the time 7 rolls around, then you pick Joe Alt. You pick the offensive tackle, and you shore up that left side for years to come. If all 4 of them are off the board, with Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, and Joe Alt, if all 4 of them are off the board, then you go ahead and you go ahead and trade back as much as you can, get as much capital as you can for whoever you can trade up with you at 7 if there's a market for that. But we'll have to see where we're at with these quarterbacks, and I'll switch it over to NFL, and I'll switch it over real quick because the Bears are still on the clock for some reason. So I'll cue it up right now.
He'd bypass it looking for a home run down the field. In the NFL, you've got to take those completions. You can't become bored with them. One positive, you mentioned the defense with the Bears. Last year, USC's defense was 123rd in scoring defense. Every series when you're watching tape, it felt like there was another 7 points on the other side. He's not going to have to go point chasing like he did in college.
And if that happens, that changes how you go about things. And you're going to get bored with completions because you need points. So you're trying to jam the ball downfield and do all those things. Joel, you made such a great point about Mahomes and all. I'm going to add one other to you because Kurt just talked about it. Win from the pocket, those few times out of the pocket, be surgical. Aaron Rodgers is that guy. Because when Aaron Rodgers gets outside the pocket, he does not throw the check down. He throws to kill downfield. Right. That's what you're going to want to get from Caleb Williams as they try and chase down Green Bay and Detroit.
Real quick, Rich, are we sure they weren't?
So there we go. And now we are going to, I'll cue it back up when the pick comes in. When the Goodell. So here's the thing of how the stream's going to go. I'm going to have it up for a few seconds for some tidbits. I'm going to have it up heavily for anything Titan related, and then going forward, if there's anything interesting like trades related, if I hear something interesting, I'll cue it up. But in terms of for copyright reasons, I don't want to get copyright striked. So hopefully we can stay up with this stream for a long bit. So while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and just pull out my email just so I can have that. If I get that notifications, I can know to shut up from Silicon Valley. All right. All right. And what does this button do? All right. Goodell, head out right now. Get ready. Here we go.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, quarterback.
There we go.
Southern
Shocker
California.
of the day.
There
It's
it is.
Caleb Williams.
A
Who
Detroit
could have
cheer
foreseen it?
For Caleb
Oh,
Williams.
boy, oh, boy.
Hugging his
Yeah,
family.
that's the
And he is
so
the
anticlimactic
first overall pick
of-
in the NFL draft. Kid who
of
went from
the last few
Oklahoma to
years.
USC when his coach Lincoln Riley went there. Followed him to USC, immediately won a Heisman Trophy this past year. Wasn't the way he wanted it to go in terms of wins and losses and things of that nature. But his talent is undeniable. And Bears fans, yes, he's about to put a Bears hat on and introduce himself to the world and head to Michigan Avenue.
He might not have ran a 40 in Indy, but he's running one here. I mean, he is flying up there. He is excited to get this journey started.
When you see all the things that come with Caleb Williams, people have talked about the nail polish and the flair that he, the way that he dresses, and he made so much money in NIL. I can tell you from experience, this guy has a competitive fire in his eyes. And ever since I talked to him as a true
There's the
freshman when he was
jersey
at
hold.
Oklahoma.
Mute the audio. I'll come back. All right. Now comes the interesting portion of this draft is what are the commies, the Soviets? What are the Soviets, the commies, going to be doing now at pick number 2 overall? And let me clear my emails real quick. I would have come on here sooner to talk some more stuff, but we just got a new robot cat litter that spins around the circle, and it was a hefty price. It was less than $500, yes. And it was less than $300, so I got a hefty deal out of it. So took me a while to put that thing together. It was such a pain to put together, but I'm glad I was able to put it together. So with that said, we are going and what's going to happen now is going to be a normal thing for tonight. And so we are going to go into as the TV goes into commercial break, so will we. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to speak with you for 3 plus straight hours or 4 plus straight hours, especially unless I had someone else next to me to fire it off with me. So we'll be back, and Don't go away. We'll be right back shortly. And we are back from that quick little short break on the action. And let me go ahead and just put that back up. The Commanders, and they are still winding this clock down. And little fun fact, there was not too long ago with the Vikings back in the 2000s where they were at pick 7 or 8. And they let the clock tick over the time, and then folks behind them quickly got their picks in, and the Vikings were still haven't picked their player yet. And so it looks like the pick is in for Washington, the commies, as I will call them. They are the Washington commies. Now, for those of you that are watching that may be watching that are Commander fans. There was rumblings that you may take J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy or Drake May over over Jaden Daniels, or Drake May over Jaden Daniels. So if that happens, there will be a laugh fest in this room right here. I will be laughing so hard if you pick J.J. McCarthy. You will blow up the whole night tonight if you pick J.J. McCarthy. And so let's go ahead and cue this back up and see what the NFL Network has to say.
This week where they had 22 prospects in all at the same time, including Jaden Daniels for their final day of top 30 visits. But that'll just be, a footnote if we are going to hear the name of Jaden Daniels from the commissioner coming to the stage, as you can see with the clock counting down on the Patriots pick, 3rd overall.
So we're going to find out quickly if the Patriots are going to be trading the pick.
Roger Goodell now. It is the first Washington draft choice of the post-Dan Snyder era. It's the Josh Harris, Magic Johnson et al. Era.
Do not make a Dan Snyder pick here. Let's see.
With the second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Jaden Daniels, quarterback, LSU.
All right.
So it is the reigning Heisman Trophy winner.
Yes, it is.
Second out of the green room after his...
All right. Yep. Jaden Daniels is the pick for the Washington Commanders. So, they're mentioning on NFL Network right now that this offense is now going to be a watchable product on TV. So, compared to Sammy Hall really lit it up, yardage-wise. He just kept turning the ball over. If he doesn't turn the ball over, half the times, Washington's not picking Jaden Daniels right now. They may be sticking with Sam Howell maybe for one more year as their quarterback. So that's how quickly things can change on a dime with the NFL these days. Because you could go from a lot can happen. A lot can happen in a year's time in the NFL. So here he comes out. Jaden Daniels, quarterback of LSU. Rocky, if you're watching this, hey, you nailed it. I hope you're happy in this post-Dan Snyder era. And, this is going to be something for you to watch. This is going to be, you're going to have a watchable offense on the field. So now you got to be able to protect him now. You got to be able to get better O-linemen and receivers to protect him and for him to throw the ball to. So, Yeah, real quick right there. They're showing the pig. The pig, the hog. Again, that's my thing with the Commanders when they're doing the name change. They should rename themselves the Washington Hogs. That would have been a so much better name for the team going forward. That would have been a much better name for the team. And so right now, New England is number 3 on the clock, and everything is going according as planned so far in this draft, and we will see what happens. Oh, and those of you that may be wondering, what's my setup behind me right here? got the Grizzlies flag right there. Kevin Byard jersey, by the way. Kevin Byard jersey. And then you got bring back common sense. That is what this podcast is all about, is bringing back common sense. And access to ministry will change me and my spiritual life for the foreseeable future. And the old stomp towel, when that happened in 2008, when we beat the Steelers for the number 1 seed in 2008. That's how much of a Titan fan I am. So I make no apologies for that. No apologies for that. All right. So let's go ahead and tune back in here and see what Daniel Jeremiah is talking about with Jane Daniels.
Touch accuracy. His eyes and feet being tied together better than any quarterback in this class in that department. Working backside, put the ball on the upfield shoulder where they can run with it. Here's that athleticism I talked about. Flipping the field. He can do it. We saw it with the arm right here with the legs. This is in the SEC, and that's big time speed.
Yeah, when it comes to Jane Daniels comparison, like, he is essentially what RG3, like, based on his speed. I need a drink. I'm having I need a drink. I'm talking so long today. So in terms of, so they're saying it only took New England 5 minutes to take the pick. The pick is in. New England has not made a trade. So let's see what's going down here. Oh, really? Marvin Harrison Jr. not signed a NFLPA agreement and will have... will he have a jersey percent? Of course he will. Of course he's going to have a jersey percent. It's NFL. It's standard protocol. The only time you're not given a jersey is if you're not a first-round pick. So he will have a jersey to hold up whoever takes him. But yeah, for Jayden Daniels, yeah, if RG3 didn't get injured and RG3 fulfilled his full potential from his rookie year, from years to come, this is what Jayden Daniels is essentially for the Commanders, and the comparisons is to Lamar Jackson, that he could be the next version of Lamar Jackson in the NFL. So New England's pick is in. Who is going to be the pick right there for New England? Is it going to be Drake May? Is it going to be offensive tackle, wide receiver? Everyone's saying it's going to be Drake May. We will see what happens. All right, here we go.
Arizona and other teams, or they might stick and pick, but at least we're about to hear who the latest New England Patriot is.
With the third pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Drake May. Quarterback, North Carolina.
So it is the 21-year-old from North Carolina that is going to New England.
Good luck, Drake May. You're going to get destroyed behind that offensive line in New England. Who are you going to throw to? So, yeah. So far, everything's going according to script so far, in terms of no big surprises yet. So if everything holds up, then it looks like it's going to be Arizona is going to be standing pat, and they're going to be taking Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4. So we will see. And here he is walking out there. I press the button. There you go. Everything I have heard about Drake May is his attitude on and off the field is a quality that so many people love about him. But in terms of the video, I don't agree with that. I don't see a Jordan Love in him. I don't. I honestly don't. He resembles so much to me like a Mitch Trubisky when he came. Funny enough, similar. He came out of North Carolina as well in that same draft as Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Jackson. Funny enough, so that's who he reminds me of the most. So we'll see. Like he took a bit of a dip this year. Yeah, he did a bit of a dip this year at North Carolina after the year before this previous year. Everyone was convinced it was going to be Caleb Williams and Drake May, and then Jay Daniels comes out of nowhere, out of LSU, and then so does Michael Penix, so does Bo Nix, so does J.J. McCarthy, and then I was I actually had a prediction that Drake May was going to be – there was a possibility that Drake May was going to be this version's Will Levis in terms of he's going to get mocked in the top 10, he's going to get mocked in the first round, but ultimately he's going to be slipping the boards, and then he'll ultimately be a second-round pick, a day 2 pick. So that did not happen. So happy for him and his family. So right now – here's where the proverbial you-know-what may be hitting the fan soon with Arizona. They have said they wanted 4 first-round picks for the number 4 pick. That's the supposed asking price. That's the supposed asking price for the number 4 pick from the Arizona Cardinals. Are the Vikings going to be that team to trade up? I don't think, based on how this draft is looking right now, I think they're going to stand pat and pick Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4, and then the Chargers are going to trade back with the Vikings to get J.J. McCarthy. And then if you're a Titan fan, that opens the door for Roma Dunze or Malik Neighbors to be there at 7. Wow, look at this. That's pretty interesting. Quarterbacks to start drafted 1, 2, and 3. Jim Plunkett. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty insane. Smith. Oh yeah, that did happen recently. Yeah, what happened to Zach Wilson and Trey Lance? What happened to them? Yeesh. All right, the pick is in for Arizona, so we will see what goes on with them. Now, let me go ahead and rename this slide here. There we go. All right, here we go.
And picking while the Chargers are already a minute and a half into their clock.
With the 4th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
Wide receiver, Ohio State.
Wide receiver number 1 off the board.
The
The first wide receiver is now off the board. Look at that. Bo Nix will be the best quarterback out of this entire class. Mark it down. We will mark that down and come back to this years from now. It depends on where he goes. It depends on where Bo Nix goes. Man, oh man, I'm listening listening to the NFL Network and starting to get me nervous about starting to make me nervous as to are all three wide receivers going to be gone by the time Tennessee's on the clock? Or could Tennessee trade up at 5? I think that'd be too much. I mean, we don't have the ammunition to trade up. Come on, Minnesota. Please, Minnesota. Give me – I need guarantees. I need guarantees if I'm a Titan fan. So there's Marvin Harrison Jr. right there. Yeah, the jersey says Marvin Harrison Jr. So that was not, yeah. So whoever, wrote that down, NFLPA agreement, yeah. So that was a nothing burger. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the highest drafted wide receiver for the Cardinals since Larry Fitzgerald. So how about that? Man, I can't believe I'm at the age where I can't believe I'm at that age now where I've seen players play and now I'm seeing their children play. I can't believe I'm at that age where that's actually happening. It's pretty insane, but cool at the same time. Chargers, what are you going to do? Yeah, we'll cut it to film real quick here. Yeah. The big body, speed, bye-bye. See you later. Yeah, maybe I should have my thing on the top right. Man, that's pretty, these are crazy. Crazy highlights. Now, the Chargers are on the clock and time's still ticking. There could be a trade still with 4 minutes left. And it looks like we're going to be going to commercial. Let's see what happens when we come back. And we are back from the commercial break. And the pick is in for the Chargers. The pick is in. And they were down to like the last minute. So one would think. One would think after the wide receivers they have let departed, Mike Williams to the Jets and Keenan Allen to the Bears, that they are definitely taking a wide receiver. Or will they go balls to the walls with Jim Harbaugh's run first approach with Joe Alt as their right tackle instead of their left tackle? So we will see. Or wild card, what if the Chargers... Well, we haven't seen anything insane tonight yet, so maybe this is just all media speculation. I have Adam Schefter on my tab. I'm not pulling it up while the pick is in. So I'm not going to... Yeah, I'm going to watch this live with you guys. But in terms of what Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers want to do, if Marvin Harrison Jr. was on that board, I would imagine that he would probably lean wide receiver there because he's the best blocking wide receiver in this draft. But we'll see if he actually picks Malik Neighbors or Roman Doomsday. So let's go ahead.
Championship college team in Michigan is about to make his first choice as a Chargers HC.
I see what you did.
Thank you, brother.
With the fifth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Joe Alt.
Yes!
Notre Dame.
So they do take the left tackle.
Yes!
From Notre Dame.
Let's
Even
go.
though
Joe
Rashawn
Alt.
Slater
Well
is their
done.
All-Pro, but
Go
for
to the
moment, let's give
Chargers.
Joe Alt his first
Awesome.
promotion.
Yes. What a pick that is. Hallelujah. And let me quickly go to the Titan Forum. Hello, Malik Neighbors. Or Rome Adunze. Hello. That just happened in the draft. Hallelujah. Look at that. Yeah. They're going to, run first offense. That's what this is going down to be. This is what this is going down to be. There goes Joe Alt. There he goes. I was hoping for that to happen. I was hoping he'd get off the board before the Titans are on the clock, because now we are definitely picking a wide receiver at 7. We are definitely picking a wide receiver at 7. And I don't want to hear from anyone online if anything can happen. First off, anything can happen. Anything can happen with the Titans at 7 right now. But right now, as we stand, all that talk of Joe Alt or bust, when we come out of this, more likely now picking Malik Neighbors or Roma Doomsday, I do not want to hear from folks. Oh, that was such a right pick, and we haven't picked all along. No, you did not. For those of you that said Joe Alt or bust, you do not deserve an opinion. You don't deserve a voice. Grab a seat right here, right next to me, and let me explain to you the reasoning why Joe Alt is not with the Titans. So, yeah. Joe Alt has been picked by the Chargers, and he is not going to be a Tennessee Titan. So that definitely increases the chances of the Titans picking Malik Neighbors or Rowan Doomsday. And right now, the Giants are on the clock. They're shaking hands. And they didn't have to trade up for J.J. McCarthy if they want to take a quarterback. This is going to be really interesting if this is indeed J.J. McCarthy. This is going to be the Titans' dream scenario if this is J.J. McCarthy. Dream scenario if this is J.J. McCarthy. Because then you have the debate. Do you want a Jamar Chase type of wide receiver in Malik Neighbors? Or do you want someone like Roma Doomsday that represents like a Larry Fitzgerald or Anquan Bolden type of wide receiver in their prime? That's gonna be something for the Titans to definitely gnaw their teeth on and to consider going forward, because now this is definitely going to be interesting. What are the Giants going to do? They need to take an offensive tackle or the wide receiver. If they take a quarterback, then that just signals, Daniel Jones, we made a mistake. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. So, yeah. Who is texting me now? All right, there we go. Yeah, here we go. The pick is in for the Giants.
J.J. McCarthy right now.
Did the Minnesota Vikings watch Braveheart yesterday?
Hold.
Be patient. And they're going to nervously await what's getting ready to begin.
I think we've held long enough.
Giants fans have been nervously awaiting this moment, and it has arrived. It does actually happen, 6th overall. They did not make a trade. They have stuck, and they are picking. And it's time for the commissioner to come out. I'm seeing him leaving the
lower third is not
stage area, making his way. So, and there's also some offensive linemen that are out there.
Thank you,
minus
Rich.
Joel.
Thank you.
We'll see
Yes.
what the New York Giants do. What a huge inflection point
What's
in
gonna
tonight's
happen
draft
here?
this moment is.
With the sixth pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors,
There's Malik.
wide receiver,
Okay.
LSU.
So they do go wide receiver from LSU, just like back in the day.
Okay. Rome
Odell,
Odunze,
and
welcome to
it is
Tennessee.
Malik Neighbors coming to the Giants fold and bringing his remarkably dynamic style of play to the NFC East and an offense that currently will be quarterbacked by Drew Lock until Daniel Jones is healthy as it currently stands as he walks to the stage right now.
I talked to
Malik Neighbors is a New York Giant. That has just happened. Now, this is going to be Rome Odunze. The pick has to be Rome Odunze now. The pick definitely has to be Rome Odunze right now. All right, who's this guy talking to me? So you're saying no rookie top 10 offensive tackles have been all-pro since Conklin. Well, no, duh. Read my post, man. Folks don't read online sometimes. They don't. I take so much flack. All right, Daniel Jeremiah. I was just listening to the segment on the Rich Eisen show today that Daniel Jeremiah's favorite player in this draft is Rome Odunze. So, Rome, yes. Rome, come to Tennessee. Come on. Bring him to Tennessee. Bring him in here. Let's do it. All right. The Titans are on the clock at 7. All right. Let's refresh Adam Schefter and see what happens. Oh, that's pretty cool with Malik Neighbors. That's all the memories from LSU apparently inside his suit coat from LSU. That's pretty cool. All right. Aaron Austin, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Aaron Austin's in a chat, man. We are not trading back. Rome is the guy. Has to be the guy. All right. Here's what the Giants got.
in college. He's a yak machine. You've seen what DJ Moore does with the ball in his hands for Carolina and Chicago. You see similar here with Malik Neighbors, just a little bit faster. After the catch, he can run away from you. He's also not afraid to drop his shoulder and run through you. It was death by slot fade when you played against LSU this year. It was one after another after another.
Then a double move.
And they're going to give him all that real estate to work.
Yep.
As we get to Next Gen
That's
Stats
how much
powered by
yep.
AWS,
There
you
you
look
go.
at the overall scores of
That
the wide
is-
receivers
yeah,
in
that's
this
why
draft
I
class.
want
We've
Malik
talked about the
Neighbors.
big three.
This
There's
particular
only
stat
one
right here.
left, but the one at the top of the list in terms of the score is Malik Neighbors.
Kurt Warner, your thoughts?
The New York Giants. I love this pick by the New York Giants, and specifically as
Yep.
DJ was
All
talking
right,
about,
let's
he
go
can
ahead and key away from that. All right. Yep. Titans are on the clock. And the pick is in right away. It is definitely going to be Rome Odunze. The pick kit was in so fast. It is Rome. Yep. Yep. That pick was quickly in for the Titans. All right. And of course they go to commercial break with the Titans on the clock. But for this particular portion, I will not be going to break. All right. A lot has gone down, and yeah. So how about this from Adam Schefter? In recent weeks, both the Patriots and Vikings have reached out to the Chargers to see if they had any interest in trading for quarterback Justin Herbert. Per leak sources, the answer was quickly and, quote, a flat no. Not only do the Chargers love Herbert, but they also would have to take on a $63.5 million cap charge for the coming season at a time they have $32.3 million in cap space. So they were trying to flirt with Jim Harbaugh, see if he could pull a Josh McDaniels 2.0 and trade away your quarterback. So the elephant in the room is Rome Odunze. Will his name be called right now? Will his name be called? That's something to definitely be considering because Malik Neighbors is off the board and Joe Alt is off the board and Marvin Harrison Jr. is off the board. We did not trade back our pick like folks said that we would if Joe Holt and Malik Neighbors were not there. They don't live in the land of reality. They don't live in the same world that we do. It's now Rome. It's Rome Odunze or bust at this point. Because if they pick someone else, there better be a good explanation behind it. Because if they pick an O-lineman with this number 7 pick, that's going to be the shocker of this draft, in my opinion, so far. That's going to be the shocker of this draft if they do not pick Rome Odunze. And so, with all this going on, let's say if it isn't Rome Odunze at 7, who could it be? The most likely scenario would be either J.C. Latham, the right tackle out of Alabama, Olu Fashanu, the left tackle out of Penn State, or Dallas Turner, the edge rusher. So let's see what's going down. Who are the Titans taking at 7?
The clock at 8. Here's the commissioner with the latest pick of this Detroit draft.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select J.C. Latham.
Wow.
Tackle.
What?
Alabama.
What?
Well, we had tackles go at 5 and 7. Not a surprise either spot. The Tennessee Titans, this was a glaring need for them. Will Levis needs some help, needs some protection. They were tied for 28th in sacks allowed last year. Latham is a mammoth human being. Played at right tackle there. He's also played inside at guard. I believe he'll be a left tackle in the NFL, Charles. The upside with him in terms of what he can become, big-time recruit, big-time talent, I think there's still more there for him.
He's like those things at the airport. He's an APM. Automated people.
Oh my God!
Right, but here's the other part.
Deja vu.
Bill Callahan.
Deja vu. We pick last time we picked a tackle in the top 10 was a right tackle, and with Jack Conklin. Yeesh! Oh my God, that just happened. Oh boy. All that smoke. All of that smoke. Man, yeah. That he didn't get the memo. Psst. Wow. Okay. So that's out of the way. Okay. What is the thought process behind J.C. Latham? I swear. Rome Odunze better not be selected by the Colts or the Jaguars or the Bills. Those two teams better not get Rome Odunze, or else I will be ripping something apart right now. So, what do we got here in terms of footage? Well, he's got the. Well, now we know we got the right side sealed up now, right? We got the right side sealed up. Now it makes you wonder: is Nicholas Petit-Frere going to be? No, they did not need to get the next guy. They could have gotten someone in the second round. Hey, this is going to be a long 24 hours to see what we do with our second round pick. This is going to be a long second round pick. All right. Man, I mean, how... So much for my title of the YouTube stream. It was neither one of them. It wasn't Neighbors, it wasn't Odunze, and it wasn't Alt. So let me go ahead and just update that right now.
Michael Penix at number 8, and I know they signed Kirk Cousins, gave him $100 million guaranteed. It is all about succession at the most important position. A lot of people think they're going to take a defensive player, maybe edge. Michael Penix is very firmly in the mix for the Atlanta Falcons.
How about them apples?
I was wondering when the chaos was going to start. Apparently now.
And didn't you suspect Atlanta was going to get out? Because
I had heard that they did a lot of work on it.
And here they are sticking, and if they go at 8, as Ian has suggested, with Michael Penix, that's a big-time change.
They did a lot of work on Penix. I just thought with the talk of the Rams moving up, that was convenient for both parties. Rams get their defensive player they want, and then you have here a situation where they get Penix later. Apparently, they're okay with just taking him right here.
And you talk about a succession plan. We all saw that great show. And what did Logan Roy always tell everyone? Bleep off. And that's what Atlanta did exactly.
Wow.
You guys don't. We're not taking it. Wow. We want our guy.
He also said you're not serious people. And that would be a wild state of affairs if we're about to hear the name of Michael Penix Jr.
Hat tip to Ian. Ian said this hours ago.
Yeah.
He brought this up.
He set it up as a possibility.
If this is the way this goes.
Okay.
Really going to do this?
And whatever happened to the edge rusher? I thought that's where we were going with Atlanta.
Here we go.
With the 8th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Michael Penix Jr.
Well, there it is.
Quarterback, Washington.
That is the first surprise of the NFL
Biggest
draft, to say the least. The fourth quarterback off the board is Michael Penix Jr. He is a top 10 selection, and he is going to the place that just made a very expensive investment in a veteran quarterback, and it's kind of wild.
All right, so
Kirk Cousins arrives in Atlanta. He signs in Atlanta. He leaves Minnesota
this is probably like
to
the
go
Aaron
to
Rodgers, Jordan
Atlanta.
Love.
Minnesota is sticking around.
This is probably going to be the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love treatment right here, probably with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. Wow. Yeah, Rome Odunze is still on the clock. I'd much rather him go to the Jets. Or, you know what? There you go, at 9. The Bears are up. Give Caleb Williams yet another target to play with. So why not? Why not if you're the Bears? The pick is quickly in for the Bears. I'm wondering if this is going to be. I want to see the reaction of Titan fans of J.C. Latham being picked instead of Rome Odunze. I want to know. I'm curious what that reaction was like across the NFL, across Titan fandom. So, yeah. And the pick is in. Once again, the pick is in for the Bears. And we got our first shocker of the night with Michael Penix Jr. going to. Yes, J.J. McCarthy has not been picked yet. So, yes, justice for that because Michael Penix Jr. is a better quarterback than J.J. McCarthy. There's no debating that. There should be no debating that. Michael Penix Jr. is a better quarterback prospect than J.J. McCarthy. That should not be a debate, and that should be that. All right. Here we go.
People don't tell you everything?
Oh, they called. I didn't tell them what we talked about.
Bears' second pick of the night, and it's just the 9th overall pick.
With the 9th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Rome Odunze.
There you go. Yes.
Receiver, Washington.
So the guys who came on the same flight from Los Angeles commercially are going to
thank the Lord he did not get picked
to go to Chicago
by the Colts
together.
or
and Caleb
the Jaguars.
Williams drafted first overall into an offense that already had Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. Will have Rome Odunze at his disposal this fall. What a windfall for the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams 1, Rome Odunze 9.
Caleb Williams has already been throwing with Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen. Maybe he saw the future of where this thing was going. But you talk about transforming an offense in one offseason. I don't know if there's a bigger transformation than the one that's taking place in Chicago right now.
Remember the discussion going in, offensive tackle? Remember Olaf?
That's what I thought they were going to do with Tennessee. That's the whole point. What they're doing in Chicago is what I thought they're going to do in Tennessee. You have a aging wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, and Chicago since Keenan Allen. You have a budding star wide receiver in DJ Moore, in our case now Calvin Ridley, and then you draft a young guy that can be a superstar as your number 3, and that'd be Rome Odunze. Man. I'm so glad I'm so glad the Jaguars and the Colts are not taking Rome Odunze. I can sleep better at night. Yep. So there we go. I have a feeling this whole stream is going to be blocked. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this stream gets blocked tomorrow. If I get the notification tonight, hey, your thing's been blocked. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The Vikings just traded up. Hello. This is JJ McCarthy pick probably. This is gonna be this is gonna be JJ McCarthy probably. And so the Jets now get 2 first-round picks presumably. That just happened. Okay. Let's see what they get here. the Jets get... They don't... What? They don't give up the other first-round pick. But Minnesota still has the other first-round pick. Wow. That's... Wow. If I'm the Jets, I would have asked for that other first-round pick by the Vikings. Wow. That just happened. Where is this at? I'm seeing on here online that Rand Carthon has said that J.C. Latham will start left tackle. So this is from Joe Rexrode, whoever that is. Let me look him up. How soon was this? Okay. So we do, in fact, get the left tackle after all. How rare is that then? Because if you're... Okay, that's going to be something interesting. So apparently, and I'll write this in the chat, Rand Carthon says J.C. Latham will be... let's see. We'll start. Not compete. Start. How about that? Okay. Yeah. We'll start at left tackle. Okay. That's pretty interesting to see right there. So that's pretty interesting if that's the case. I mean, is this going on right now with the Titans? Let me see if they're doing like a live press conference, like if they're done for the night. Where are they seeing this at? I don't know. I'm not seeing this anywhere. So maybe that would have been misinformation right there. Okay, so yeah, that'd be interesting if Bill Callahan probably said to the crew, "Hey, if we don't get Joe Alt, my guy, that we can make a great left tackle is J.C. Latham." And I think a whole bunch of them went to that Alabama Pro Day, and some of us were wondering, are we going to draft Dallas Turner with the top pick, or are we going to get J.C. Latham in a trade back? Well, it turns out we actually got J.C. Latham with the 7th pick. So, okay. I think we can all... Yeah, I wasn't aware that he can play both sides. I wasn't aware that he can play both sides, left and right. So we will see what goes down. I'm wondering if that was if that trade with the Vikings could have been something where they could have done something with the Titans. And we are back from the NFL Network commercial. And they're hopefully going to shortly announce... Let's see what we got here. If I can look this up real quick for the Titans. Is this live right now? So this is apparently live. So, okay, so maybe it was true. All right. So we're not missing anything. Let me go ahead and cue it up.
States Army Sergeant Zachary Ewing. Zachary died after a battle with cancer, a cancer that was discovered after he was injured during his second deployment to Iraq. We salute him and thank his family and TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, which offers care to those grieving the loss of a military loved one. I'm now going to turn this over to Sergeant Ewing's nephew, Asher, who will announce the pick in honor of his uncle.
With the 10th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
J.J. McCarthy.
There you go. Quarterback out of Michigan. There you go. It happened.
And a huge ovation.
5 quarterbacks
Wolverine heavy
and
crowd here in Detroit.
in half the top
just
10.
down the road, and as you can see,
Wow. Okay.
Township,
5
Michigan.
quarterbacks in the top 10.
He is going
When
to
has that
Minnesota.
happened, folks?
And he is the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, joining a room with Sam Darnold.
How
who was
about
signed
that?
earlier in this offseason. And a guy who is a winner for sure.
All right, so
take
per
his wares to the NFC North.
all right. So back to J.C. Latham. Apparently, according to Diana Rossini, the new O-line coach loved J.C. Latham, and it was his favorite player in this draft, per Diana Rossini. So this was a Bill Callahan pick. Then this was a Bill Callahan pick. Yeah, I can feel good. I feel better sleeping on this. Yeah. Man, how about that? Wow. All right, there we go. J.J. McCarthy is off the board. Now we got Bo Nix. Are we through with the top tier quarterbacks in this draft? All right, the Jets pick is in. I am betting you this is going to be Brock Bowers, the tight end, out of Georgia. Or it might be Olu Fashanu to be a tackle pick for the O-line for Aaron Rodgers. So I'm curious what this might be. All right, so if you're a Viking fan, what's the situation now going into this year? You got Sam Darnold as your quarterback. Sam Darnold. Is there going to be an open quarterback competition now in Minnesota between him and J.J. McCarthy? But yeah, you couldn't have gotten a better head coach in Kevin O'Connell being your head coach. So we will see what goes down in Minnesota. So yeah. Now I'm wondering, unless the Vikings knew that there was going to be another team that's going to jump ahead of him for J.J. McCarthy, could they have stood one more spot and then get J.J. McCarthy without giving up the draft haul that they did? Could they have done it? We don't know. We will see as this pick for the Jets is in. And the Jets could pick they gotta pick an offensive guy here. They gotta pick offensive guy. It's gotta be either Brock Bowers or one of the offensive tackles, Olu Fashanu, or the guy from Oregon State, I believe, That's got to be the pick here. And here we go. As with the commissioner coming out.
One and Eisen.
Tune in.
You guys sing the praises of J.J. McCarthy as he becomes an NFL quarterback deserving. Leading into the Jets pick, this may be the greatest moment of my entire draft broadcasting career. This is awesome.
Yes, Rich.
With the 11th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Olu Fashanu.
There you go. What'd I say?
So they go
What'd I say?
In the direction of
protecting Aaron
Rodgers rather than handing him another weapon to throw to.
Yeah, they went out and got Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses. Those guys are both 33 years old.
Tyron Smith
this
is pretty
the
old.
left tackle of the future. Interested to see if he gets on the field right away, but he is a pure left tackle.
Yep.
If he would have came out in last year's draft, he would have been a top 5 pick. He was coming off a monster year as a very young player, decided to go back to Penn State.
All right.
You see the
Olu
anchor and the
Fashanu
power.
is the pick for the Jets. And so now, with that down, and I got to have a draft board up in terms of who's up and who's not up. So it's pronounced Fashanu. For all this time, I thought it was Olu Fashanu. I mean, hey, shows you what I know. So we'll go ahead and take a little quick break here, and we'll get right back here pretty soon. And we'll be right back right after this. All right, we are back, and the Broncos pick is in. And could this be Bo Nix? No defenders taken in this draft so far. None. So we will see if this is going to be a pick for the quarterback or a defender. So, according to Daniel Jeremiah, you got Brock Bowers, Arnold the corner. Yeah, Fuaga, the guy from Oregon State, the tackle. So, where's the quarterback on his list? Like, who's the next quarterback besides Bo Nix? Who's the next quarterback? So, here we go.
Pretty much. Is Roger trying to let them finish with their Neil Diamond song?
No, it was the hug.
It's got to stop. It's got to stop because Charles is very upset right now.
I just don't understand.
With the 12th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bo Nix.
There it is.
Wow.
Quarterback, Oregon.
6 for 12.
6 for 12.
6 quarterbacks in the first dozen
What's
picks.
going
To
on
quote
here?
Rambo, they're all gone, sir.
They're
All 6 of the quarterbacks are gone. Bo Nix. The comparison was Tua because he's got real quick hands. He's very accurate underneath, and he can lay the ball up. Some of the drive throws, that's what people want to see. There are evidence. There is evidence out there of him driving the football. This offense just didn't require it very often. A lot of quick hitters, a lot of balls underneath. But the ability there, he's played a lot of football, started 61 games in college. That's where you see the polish and things like this with ball handling. He's played so much football. The mobility at Auburn, you saw more of.
So
a little sprinkled in here. Didn't have to run it quite as much with this Oregon offense. I thought they would.
Yeah, let's look this up. NFL Draft 2024 QB rankings. You got Jordan Travis, I remember from Florida State. There's Joe Milton right there somewhere on the board. Could Spencer Rattler be a first-round pick? Could he really be a first-round pick? There's no way Spencer Rattler's going to be a first-round pick. That's going to be insane if he's a first-round pick. How long can I last? So, wow. Bo Nix or Bronco. All right. I got that list up. Now I got to get a list up for upcoming picks. NFL.com. Yeah, the next pick is the Raiders. I think if this isn't the offensive tackle, I think the next pick for the Saints is going to be at 14. That pick is going to be the guy from Oregon State, probably. So there's only been how many trades? Just the one? Just the one trade with the Vikings and the Jets. There haven't been much trades so far in this draft. I have to imagine with the Michael Penix pick with the Falcons that they probably consulted Kirk Cousins like, hey, you're here for the contract, and yeah, we're taking care of life after you. Here we go.
So there's a lot on the line here.
With the 13th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Brock Bowers, tight end, Georgia.
All right.
Okay.
So
I like that.
Brock Bowers
Get him away
is
from the
going
AFC
to
South.
The Raiders.
Good.
And what do you think of this pick?
Well, this is value here. This is my 7th overall player, big-time player. It came
Okay,
down
I
to
like
position
that.
value. I think that's why you see him available
That's
right
nice.
here. But when you've watched college football over the last few years and you've watched Georgia, he's the best player on the field in every single
You don't
one
have
of
a
their
quarterback,
games. What he
though.
does
You
with the
got
ball in his
Gardner
hands, the
Minshew
run
and
after catch.
Aiden
One of their
O'Donnell
coaches said, if we put this guy at
O'Connell.
tailback, he'd be our best
That's your
tailback on our
quarterback.
roster. There's some of the route ability, be able to shake defenders and get free, catching in
this
traffic,
is
making
pretty-
big plays down the field. He does that as well.
This is
I
pretty
believe
fun
if
so
he had a
far.
clean
There's
process,
been no
if he had been
defenders
healthy through
taken
the entire
yet.
spring, run a 40,
Are
do
the
all those things.
Saints gonna break that
He wouldn't
streak?
have been here for the Raiders. This is a big-time.
I think the Seahawks are going to. If there's no defender picked by the time Seahawks are on the
When
clock,
you look
I
at
think
the
they're going to break
last
that
8 Super Bowl
streak.
winners, what you'll see
Because
is
they got
that
Mike McDonald as their head
primarily
coach.
speaking, their best offensive pass-catching threat owns the middle
I
of
think
the
they're
field,
gonna be the ones to
operates in
break
middle of
the
field. I'm talking about Cooper Kupp,
no
Gronk,
defender pick
Travis
streak.
Kelce. That's the type of player that you need, and that's the type of player that Brock Bowers is.
So
I
interesting
understand
here.
the whole positional value thing and all.
Oh yeah, here's a look at the Raiders' offense right here. Aiden O'Connell, and then you got Myers. Brock Bowers, yeah. Yeah, that's. All right. I think we're going to be off to a commercial break right here shortly. And welcome back. Welcome back. And I apologize for having food here. I'm hungry. And we're like almost halfway through with this thing. I love pizza. I just love pizza. So watching this and eating pizza. Yes, please. All right. The Saints are on the clock. So let's see what happens. Wow. So apparently Ian Rappaport just said that one of their tackles could probably never play in the NFL again because of an injury concern. So that'd be something. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
So the New Orleans Saints choosing 14th overall as we're moving our way towards being halfway through this first night here in Detroit.
With the 14th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tolaise Fuaga, tackle, Oregon State.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, for me, he was right behind Joe Alt. I just loved watching him and the temperament and the physicality with which he plays as you see him getting a little emotional there. Powerful and nasty, and usually when you have those first two things, you'll see guys are on the ground a bunch. He stays off the ground. He's got excellent balance. Played right tackle there at Oregon State, a very physical program, and he was a poster child. He got penalties, which I was trying to figure out why there were penalties. I think they just looked so mean that they decided to throw a flag on him.
Is that like Michael Orr? He just blocked it too long?
Yeah, that's not fair. Here he is. Watch him just finish guys, then gives you a little extra there at the bottom once he gets you on the ground.
I wouldn't mind trading back.
Competed at the Senior Bowl. Could have sat that out, just waited and gone through the rest of the draft process. Instead, he shows up down there in Mobile, Alabama, goes against some of the top rushers.
All right. So now the Colts are on the clock. I think this pick is going to be the LSU wide receiver. I can see that happening. Oh my God, Rich.
Asked him, how many quarterbacks do you think will start this draft? Knowing he's not in the quarterback game, obviously. And he said he thinks 3. But if it's 4, he would love it. And he told me that if I could get, as if I had anything to do with it, 6 quarterbacks taken before he's on the clock, 15th overall. He said, quote, I will come on your show whenever you want. Chris?
We'll talk to you.
Let's talk. Maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday.
The Love Fest.
What you up to, Chris?
The Love Fest with Chris Ballard and Rich Eisen. I don't know why it's a thing. Why is it a thing? What has he done? What has he done to say and scream, he's a great GM? He's a budding average GM that could be fired after this season. So yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. is the wide receiver from LSU. So this could be an option for the Colts for him to be going there. So yeah, so what's this possibly going to be if you're the I need another list up. All right, is this what I'm looking for? Yeah, Dallas Turner's still on the clock. So in terms of wide receivers, where are these guys ranked in terms of availability? So you got Xavier Leggetti from South Carolina. Mitchell. I like both of the Texas wide receivers. So if Tennessee could get one of them in the second round, I can sleep happy at night. Keon Coleman is the dark horse here. Dark horse wide receiver in this draft. Troy Franklin's going to be in there, a good pick at wide receiver in the second round. But overall, my thing's So is NFL Network suggesting that they could go with the top corner? Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo is the best corner available, according to ESPN. This love affair for Rich Eisen needs to stop with Chris Ballard. It's almost the same, if not worse, for the left fest that was with Mike Vrabel. I'll take my chances with Mitchell being the corner here for the Colts. So we'll see what this pick is. This is taking quite a bit, actually. All right, here we go.
With the 15th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Latham, defensive end, UCLA.
So it is
the injury, the guy with the injury question.
He is an Indianapolis Colt.
There is defense in the NFL.
And he is the first defensive player selected in the 2024 NFL Draft.
And DJ, think about his path.
And
he
Dallas
was just
Turner
now the
is
first
still
defensive
on the
player
board.
taken in this draft. And it was just a few years ago when he was at the University of Washington. He had to medically retire from the sport. It was a second chance to get to UCLA. Imagine the emotion that he's going through right now.
Remember what doctor cleared him? Peyton Manning's doctor. Who cleared Peyton to come back and play in the NFL. And he wears 15, DJ. Jalen Phillips wore 15 coming out and followed a similar path where he was medically not cleared and had to change schools, get cleared, and make it to the NFL.
We'll get to the football in just a second. I am so happy for this guy. He was on his way to being a firefighter. He was thinking football was in his past, not in his future. He got a second opportunity, and talk about making the most
Caleb
of
Farley
it there at
2.0.
UCLA. 2 phenomenal years.
So
here he's
good
the
luck.
15th
Good luck,
pick
Colts.
in the NFL Draft.
So
that
this is the downfall
impressive. That he
of
stuck
Chris
with
Ballard right
that
here.
He put in
This is
the
going to
work,
be
and
the
I'm so pumped
this is going to be
to
the
see him
downfall of Chris Ballard. All right, you're gonna. So J.C. Latham's the only guy to lift up Roger Goodell and his back surgery. So they probably gave him the notice in the green room to say, "Hey guys, don't lift him up, please. Don't lift him up." So yeah. What do I got here? Great story from Latham. So we'll see. All right, Seattle. According to ESPN, your top needs are offensive guard and edge rusher and corner. So we'll see what happens. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break right here, and we'll be right back shortly. All right, we are back, and the Seahawks are... So what we got here?
Great things happen at Lumen Field. This is our field.
"48 miles from adversaries.
To defend the freedom of 51 million people.
This is Blitz for Operation Draft Pick.
From all of us here at OSAN, back to you in Detroit.
Thank you to our men and women who serve in the United States military. Your sacrifices to defend our country's freedom do not go unnoticed. Thank you so much. With the 16th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Byron Murphy, defensive tackle, Texas.
Okay.
There's
And
now
Dallas.
officially a run on defensive players.
It's arrived.
So Byron Murphy is now going to the middle of the defensive line in Seattle, and as this pick gets announced, Minnesota just traded up into the Jacksonville Jaguars, spot 17th overall, giving up a 3 and a 4 next year, and a 5 later on in this draft. But we'll get to that in a second to talk about this kid from Texas going to Seattle.
I think it's going. I think that picks for the Minnesota Vikings. That's going to be
very disruptive.
That's got to be Dallas
You
Turner.
talk about
now.
the ability to penetrate, make plays. He
Dallas
can do
is
that.
gonna
You
be
want
one of
to
these
double
top two
team him. Watch his
defenders.
knee almost goes to the
Mitchell
ground. He's
or
got
Turner?
unbelievable core strength. Be able to drop that knee down and anchor down. Stacking and shedding blocks. Some guys hang on blocks and create a pile. He gets off blocks and goes and make tackles. Playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage in the run game, he's almost impossible to cut off when he's on the backside of a run play. He just beats blockers to spots. But this is the calling card. Only 5 sacks. Doesn't seem like a huge number, but a highly disruptive player. Joel, let me give you a couple numbers here this offseason. Chris Jones, 5 years, $158 million. Christian Wilkins, 4 years, $110. Matabike, 4 for $98. Derek Brown, 4 for $96. This is a league that values defensive tackles, and this is a very good one.
And it's a coach who really values defensive tackles. Mike McDonald comes from that Baltimore tree. He was at Michigan for a year.
All right, and with that, the Vikings are on the clock via a trade. They still keep their top thing. I don't know why it won't let me log in for some reason at Highland. I might have to do all this Saturday. All right, so can I go to this then? All right. Here's what was given up for the... Wow. Yeesh. All right, let's see who they go with.
There's only been 2 trades tonight, and Minnesota's pulled off both of them. And let's see who they'll add to the mix with J.J. McCarthy.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have traded the 17th pick to the Minnesota Vikings. With the 17th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Dallas Turner.
There you go. Yep, the edge rusher.
Alabama.
So Dallas Turner, who sacked J.J. McCarthy in the Rose Bowl, is coming out of the green room right now to be his teammate of J.J.'s. And the edge rusher from Alabama, who many people penciled in to go to Georgia 8th overall as the first defensive player taken, is now coming out of the green room as the 3rd defensive player taken in a row after 14 offensive players started our night.
This tells you what type of night it's been. In the back of my mind,
that's pretty
I
cool
assume
with
Dallas Turner's
logos
gone.
Already gone.
I didn't even have...
As they're walking through the hallway. All right. So with that out of the way, I think he's done here. All right. Just going to adjust this. Bam. And we'll go ahead and add this here. Clear. So that's already there. So what are we talking about then? All right, so that's out of the way. So J.J. McCarthy and Dallas Turner in the NFC North. That's gonna be an interest. It's gonna be interesting with That's gonna be interesting what the Vikings are gonna look like a year or two from now. And so we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back shortly. And we are back. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the delay for that. And the Cincinnati Bengals have gone ahead and selected the offensive tackle of Georgia.
They say all the talent they've had on that offensive line, this is the most gifted pass protector they've had. He would go weeks and weeks without losing a one-on-one, and those are all defensive linemen, NFL players he's going up against in practice.
Well, he's a large body at work. you could basically say, and time for the fam cam presented by Rocket Mortgage. There's the moment where Marius Mims found out he's going to be a Cincinnati Bengal. And interestingly enough, we talk about how, large he is. He's the third largest offensive lineman in Cincinnati. Is Orlando Brown, 6'8", 345. Trent Brown, 6'8", 355. So,
all right, Rams,
finally wind up in a spot where he feels like a pipsqueak. Is that what we're saying right now?
But doesn't that fit, though, that they picked up Trent Brown and Marius Mims with 8 career college starts?
All right. Well, we are talking. Well, we have this on discussion. Thank you. I love you too, Dad. I hope I am doing great. So, let me see, make sure my thing didn't get taken down off of YouTube. Maybe I'm just keep going. Well, I'm still live, at least what shows here. All right, so now, what were these things? This is Germantown. All right. So, now then, this should be simple then, right? So this should be... Yeah, right now, while I'm in the middle of, since it's such a slow moment, just got the call during the break to adjust something for the playlist at church for Sunday. So I'm literally trying to do this on the fly. All right, and then we'll copy that, duplicate that. We will rename Q to close worship. All right. What do the Rams do? That's going to be an interesting thing. What are the Rams going to do now? Watch, they take Spencer Rattler, the quarterback. They take Spencer Rattler. What in the world? What is this? What is this?
Because I was wondering when I saw them in that room, it looked a little austere for the Rams to be doing their picks, right?
That's at a beach.
Better than that, and there it is.
What a flex. They're always flexing with their draft Rams house.
Oh.
Somebody that plays beach volleyball is complaining right now.
I was about to say, if that was
then they're definitely...
I was about to say, if that was their field at their stadium, that was so ugly looking. So ugly looking. Oh, my Lord. That was so gaudy, in my opinion. Oh, my Lord. Man, oh, man, oh, man. All right. So let's go ahead and I can see what she's talking about here. I'm going to go ahead and save a screenshot of this. All right, so now yeah, that just happened. We're going to go ahead and take that out. We are going to delete you. We're going to April 28th. They're right. Too many Command Z's will destroy the thing, I guess. Oh well. All right, the Rams are picking their first player in years.
With the 19th
in the first round
in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Verse, defensive end, Florida State.
They just lost Aaron Donald.
Yeah, they got some juice.
Yeah, they just lost Aaron Donald to retirement, so they got to replenish something on their defensive line. All right. Yeah, they got to diverse their their defense now with Aaron Donald now being gone. All right. Good grief. That beach party for the Rams. Holy cow. All right, they're going off to commercial. So are we. We'll be right back shortly. All right, and welcome back. We are back from commercial. The Steelers, the putrid Steelers, are picking shortly. There's nothing more I need to say. This pick is going to suck. It better not be the LSU wide receiver. I will puke if that happens. This better not be the. All right.
Young men will embark on their NFL career striving to make an impact on the field. But their impacts will be felt far beyond their field, but in their communities. No one embodied that more than Walter Payton. And today, the league's highest honor, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognized his lasting legacy. Tonight, we are proud to welcome the 2023 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year winner, Cam Hayward.
This is going to be for the Steelers.
First of all, I want to say thank you, Commissioner. And most importantly, I want to say thank you to the Payton family, the NFL, and Nationwide. The NFL Draft is special. To my fellow NFL players and the prospects joining the league this week, I want to challenge you. Use your platform to brighten someone's day. The opportunity before you is a gift. And by coming here and being in this league, seize that moment. Be better in our communities, be better for our league and our world. Thank you so much. Here we go. And with the 20th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Troy Fautanu, tackle, Washington.
There you go.
Now they got themselves a tackle for the second year in a row. Broderick Jones last year out of Georgia. Here they go to Washington. As you see, a very emotional Troy Fautanu That is a cool moment to see him take this in. He's going to love playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his play style very much fits with the way the Pittsburgh Steelers love to play football.
All right. How about that?
I think he's got 5-position flexibility. Elijah Vera-Tucker's who reminded me coming out of USC. Elijah Vera-Tucker's played some guard, played some tackle. I think the Steelers, they announced him as a tackle, and that's where they'll let him compete. He is very athletic out of his stance. He explodes out of his stance. Watch his feet once he gets out there. Boom.
How about now?
And a jolting punch.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Wrong button. Let's try that again.
And squat down versus a power rusher. Out in space. Excellent. Think about those screens to Najee Harris. Out in space with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jalen Warren as well. They're going to have some fun using his very versatile skill set that you have there at Troy Fautanu.
There's no greater honor than a player can have than when your peers recognize your greatness, and his peers.
I remember them saying a while ago that that guy was going to be in the second round probably. So now that's not the case anymore.
There certainly were some injury concerns. First of all, the Steelers are good with the injuries, but let's go over them. First of all, he had a previous ACL injury, some wear and tear potentially down the road, could need another surgery there. Then had a previous
Ooh, he's may need another surgery, you say? How about that?
Miami Dolphins on the clock. 2 minutes to go until their selection. So let's sneak in this commercial break. Pay some bills.
All right, we are going to quickly take a quick break here, and we'll be back shortly. And we are back and right on cue, it seems like. And here we go, the Dolphins pick at number 21.
Eagles
here
on the clock,
go.
Jaguars behind them.
What are the Dolphins going to do here?
With the 21st pick
gotta be
in the
offensive line,
2024 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chop Robinson, linebacker, Penn State.
Wow. Okay.
We're going to Miami!
This is a need, as Charles referenced, and this is a fastball off the edge.
Oh, my God. That's just a response. You went, I'm going Miami! Yeah! That's pretty cool right there. That's something. Oh, that's what's up with it. Okay. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. All right, now. All right, we'll switch it off of that for now. Oh man, I got away too soon. Man, look at that. Yeah, that's a great front to have if you're the Dolphins. They just got to stay healthy because most of those guys went down with like 2 games left in the year. Yep.
Maybe we'll see Drake May at some point at the end of the season. Now all of a sudden, these quarterbacks in that AFC East, you better get after them.
And they're big-sized quarterbacks. So which Georgia Bulldog is he talking to right there?
I would have lost a lot of money, Rich, because Howie Roseman's sitting.
All right, so is all this completed? I'm just missing the videos, which should be ready to go here, right here. Videos, documents. All right, where's Keith? Keith better get in this conversation. Yeah, I hear you. Bleeding through with it. That's much better than the actual TV audio being transmitted through like pure TV volume, Dad. All right. What? Where was I? Here I am. Okay. So, nope. It's this one. Let's drag you in. All right. Yes, I'm still keeping my eye on that. Up ahead. All right. There's that. Yep. And who's missing? Who's missing? Who's missing? Who's missing? Highland is missing. All right. Let's see if you're set to go. If so, copy you. Documents, videos, and oh, it's already doing it. Great, it's going to do it twice. How about just the one? All right, the pick is in for the Eagles. The Eagles pick is in, and I keep forgetting to do this. My lower third, my beautiful lower third. All right, the Eagles pick is in, and there we go, and exit you out. Okie dokie. Now, are all these identical before I get back into this? Yep. Sweet. I'll let her know on that. Updated. Yeah, I'm going to send them the link. Angie's having me doing quick work. And luckily for me, I have this lull of a moment the last 10 minutes or so. Where is it? Here it is. Let's go ahead and share. Boom. All right, is the pick in? It looks like the pick is in, and I can't wait to listen to this Eminem song, apparently. That was playing going into a commercial break. All right, here we go.
Latest Eagles pick, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars right after that in front of 275,000 people here in Detroit tonight.
The NFL has gone global. This past year, we played games in front of amazing crowds in London and Germany. This upcoming season, we will play our first ever game in South America, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we will be coming to more markets on a global basis soon. The NFL's International Player Pathway Program helps
the moment we go to Japan, you're going to screw everything up with the traveling.
Elite international athletes have an opportunity to compete at the NFL level and potentially earn a spot on an NFL roster. One of the most successful players from the program is the Philadelphia Eagles Jordan Mailata. Jordan is currently in his native Australia for the opening of a new NFL academy for high school football players. To make the Eagles selection, let's join Jordan live from the Eagles draft party in Burleigh Beach, Gold Coast, Australia. Take it, Jordan.
Let's go. How good is this? Thank you, Uncle Roger. Good evening to those of you from the beautiful land down under. With the 22nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Quinyon Mitchell, defensive back, Toledo. Go Bulldogs, baby!
Well, they got the corner that they wanted in Quinyon Mitchell. And
I
mentioned earlier, guys that go through the whole process and ace every part of it.
What a luxury for the Eagles.
Check,
what a luxury.
Senior Bowl check, combine check,
the Eagles
interviews
get the
with
corner.
teams check. Straight A student here in Quinyon Mitchell.
How about that? How about that? This is a really, really good draft, actually. Like overall, if I had to give it an overall grade, I would say this is a really good draft. Yeah, again, those logos they're walking through. I want to know what the Titans one looks like. I want to know what the Titans one looks like in that tunnel of alternate logos. Mm-hmm. All right. So Jacksonville's on the clock, and they have the luxury of taking that wide receiver from LSU. That better not be the case, Lord. Please don't let that be the case. Don't let Brian Thomas Jr. go to the Jaguars. Please. For the love of Jesus, do not let that happen. And we'll go ahead and take another quick break, and we'll be right back shortly when the Jaguars hopefully don't take the wide receiver out of LSU and Brian Thomas Jr. All right, we're back. And here we go with the Jaguars.
First pick here in Detroit.
With the 23rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver, LSU.
Okay, so that makes 3 LSU Tigers, and so Jaden Daniels' 2 prime targets are now out of the green room, and I guess he's entering the teal room now.
Not what I wanted.
Duval County. Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU is going to go catch passes from Trevor Lawrence.
Out goes Calvin Ridley, and they replace him via the draft here with a very explosive, high-flying receiver in Brian Thomas Jr. That LSU offense, we've talked about Jaden Daniels, we've talked about Neighbors. This dude's no slouch now.
Why?
He put up huge numbers, and most of it deep down the field, a true vertical weapon. see him walking towards the stage here, Joel.
Hey, they got questions at quarterback.
Yeah,
all right,
big
so
time
it wasn't all just
So
because
how they
Malik
fell off
Neighbors
a
on the
cliff
other
last year
side.
with
This kid
Trevor
created
Lawrence.
as well.
They were 8-3,
Loves football.
and they
He
missed
was
the
an all-state
playoffs.
basketball player
So
in
they
high school
just-
and actually gave basketball up.
So they just collapsed like faster than we did last year. So just keep that in mind if you're a Jaguar fan. All right, who we got left in this draft? All right, so who we got left? We got the Cowboys on the clock now. All right. Cowboys, you need a wide Why is ESPN say their top need is a wide receiver? They need offensive line help. They need defensive tackle help. I will go ahead and take Gabe Davis. How'd he do in Buffalo the last few years? So I'm not shaking in my boots over that. And they are going to go to a commercial, and so are we. Real quick, we'll be right back shortly with this first round watch party. All right, we are back, and how about this? The Lions have made a trade up with the Cowboys. All right. What is this going to be? Finally, the Lions, in what seems like forever, normally have an early first-round pick. Welcome to the luxury picks where you are in the playoffs and you pick late. So let's see what this pick is going to be here. Who are the Lions going to take? Who's the All right, who do they give up? I just missed it. Oh well. So the Lions need an edge rusher, defensive tackle, safety, corner, and wide receiver. So ESPN's got Arnold, the corner out of Alabama, ranked ahead of Kool-Aid, the other corner from Alabama. So that's interesting. All right. Okay, the Lions made the pick. Let's go ahead and announce this pick already. I'm getting tired. I'm getting really tired right now. Let's hurry up. How long have we been streaming this? We've actually started the stream on time. Almost 3 hours. How long was my stream with my father? Where's the Yeah, how long was our thing with yeast? Okay, that's probably never gonna happen again. We almost cracked 4 hours for that podcast. We are sitting right now at just almost 3 hours. Yeah. All right, here we go.
5 picks early.
Put the sandwich down. We got a pick to make.
That's right. Let's go.
The Detroit Lions excel in engaging with local football community and growing football participation at the youth and high school levels. Joining me on stage are girls flag football players representing the first 4 schools that competed in the Michigan Girls Flag High School Football League and local high school football tackle students. These young men and women embody NFL values of respect, integrity, resiliency, and responsibility to their teams. Congratulations on your accomplishments in your academic and football careers. Now to make the selection, please welcome Ellie Fagley. Go ahead, Ellie. Go get him.
The Dallas Cowboys have traded the 24th pick to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah!
With the 24th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Terrion Arnold, defensive back, Alabama.
All right.
And he's going to be here in person.
They just lost CJ Johnson Gardner. I forget his name. Went back to Philadelphia. So that's gonna. So he's gonna replace that fellow that just bolted back to Philadelphia. So there you go. All right, and now the Green Bay Packers are on the clock. I'm liking this wide receiver list so far as we're approaching the end of the draft here in the first round. Based on how this has gone. So who could take a wide receiver before this first round's over? I don't see the Packers doing it. Man, what a sight for the Lion fans. Oh, I hear that song in the background. Christian, NF. Christian rap artist. I hear that song. Yeah, I agree with that assessment that the Lions have made some of the better draft decisions in the last few years. Yeah. Yep, there's the Lions owner, right there in the middle. Miss Ford. All right, there we go. Let me put it back to multi-view. There we go. Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing now. The wide receivers left. We got Xavier out of South Carolina. We got Mitchell from Texas. We got McConkey from Georgia. You got Worthy, the other wide receiver from Texas. You got the Florida wide receiver, Pearsall. Keon Coleman is, I'm telling you, he's like I would not be like, he is like base. Okay, let's look at the grade. See if any one of these gradings is like. All right, so what's the assessment on Keon? So they say here his concern is a 40 speed, and then oh, is he from Detroit? This guy's from Detroit, apparently. Is he from Detroit? That's pretty cool if that's the case. Man, that's
hey, that's amazing, man. We're gonna go crazy.
They're gonna keep going crazy for you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
With all due respect to all the other kids in that green room, if you had given me a choice of a kid to come out of the green room to be drafted by the Lions to address the fans here, I would have chosen him.
We can see why.
He grabbed the mic from Caleb. Let me just answer you by addressing the crowd here. He is just a natural-born electric player.
All right. So, yeah, they just booed in Detroit because the Packers are now on the clock. So, pretty interesting coming up next now. I know most of the folks are leaving now. Yeah, most of the folks are now leaving Detroit because the Lions just made their pick. So they're like, okay, let's go home and beat traffic. So, yeah, looking at these wide receivers, I'm liking this pool where we could potentially pick from. Troy Franklin, he's definitely going to be on the board, I believe. There you go. Here's Brendan Rice. So, got Roman Wilson, who I think is very versatile from Michigan. I think he's going to be a really good guy. Man, if I had to have my pick, I want Mitchell from Texas over Xavier from South Carolina. That's just me. But I'm liking our chances. What's that sound? Oh. Yeah. All right, here we go. The Packers pick.
They've got 5 picks in the first 91 of this draft.
Not booing you, Kamish.
With the 25th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers and hosts for the 2025 NFL Draft select Jordan Morgan, tackle, Arizona.
Jordan Morgan could really play guard or tackle.
Okay,
That injury earlier in his career was coming back from that this past season. A very athletic, smooth mover. You can watch him redirect when you're watching.
So this run of offensive tackles. So each offensive tackle that gets taken since J.C. Latham become like our pick looks even more solid and a must because we gotta be getting thin right now at offensive lineman right now at this rate. So you got about all right, and we're about to go commercial, and we will be right back after this. All right, we are back from the commercial, and Tampa Bay is on the clock at 26. Let's see what happens here. All right, here we go.
Overall selection in this draft, Arizona will pick again. The Bills will show up, and that's when the Cowboys will choose.
With the 26th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Graham Barton, center, Duke.
So that's, I think, what Ian was referring to right there.
Good pick.
Maybe there
Good
is
pick.
a collective groan inside the Dallas draft room there. Graham Barton, position flexibility. Mitch Moore, somebody who played tackle.
There goes another offensive lineman.
A great run at center. Here he is at tackle this last year. Really
all
strong
in.
hands. Once he lands.
All in. Woohoo, Tennessee! There you go. See if I can do this with my thumbnail. As I think that's too much. Oh, here we go. This is quick.
Well, this is the first round pick they got in that
With
trade
the
last year.
27th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Darius Robinson, defensive tackle, Missouri.
I was told that they were hunting.
A lot of Titans I know. A lot of. I know Sam Phelan from A to Z was curious about Tennessee drafting Darius Robinson in the second round. That is no longer a possibility now. So that is now off the board. What's a good thumbnail for JC Latham when I update this? I'm trying to figure out a nice one. Again, there's nothing sexy about offensive linemen. Yeah, don't wear number 65, JC Latham. Please don't wear 65. That's a center number. All right, do we have something on this guy? No, not there. Oh, there was something. Shoot, I missed it. Oh, well, I'll use this one. Why not? Woohoo! Yay! No one left in the green room. That's good to hear. All right. Let's go ahead and update this thumbnail. All right, here's the live stream. And let's update the thumbnail now. All right, and we are almost through with this draft. Pick number 28 coming up. Yeah.
He needed. He gets Marvin Harrison tonight with the 4. Comes back with Darius Robinson tonight.
Chiefs are on
and
the
now
clock
he's
now.
on the stage with our Kaylee Hartung.
Darius, you are from Detroit. What does it mean
All
to...
right. So the Chiefs is trade up. Who are they trading up for? Oh, wait, no. They didn't. Did they trade? Yeah. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. They picked 32, so Buffalo must have traded back. So this thing needs to update. Yeah, there we go. Chiefs are now on the clock. Yeah, we'll see about that. We will go to a commercial break right now, so we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and the Chiefs
down in each of those 4th and 7th rounds a little bit. In the 4th, 2 picks, and then 25 picks or 20 some odd picks in the 7th round. Coughed up a 3rd round selection tomorrow night for the right to move up 4 spots here.
I think Buffalo is a receiver team as well, and I think there's still so much depth that they're comfortable with the list of guys they could move back a little bit.
So maybe is this the guy that so many people mocked them getting in Xavier Worthy, do you think?
Well, speed and a guy who looks like Deshaun Jackson, I think Andy Reid would be familiar with how to use a player like that.
Because last year they kind of had to go small ball and then bump it back up. Any thought of an offensive line?
If that's the comparison,
I thought that.
If that's the comparison for Xavier Worthy if that's the comparison for Xavier Worthy is Deshaun Jackson, oh my God. That would be an interesting player for our offense. Oh, yeah. There I am.
The life-changing wishes that Make-A-Wish grants. One important wish was requested by a young man by the name of Justin Laverne, who was diagnosed with renal failure at age 15 and received a kidney transplant from his father just last year.
Wow.
Justin's love for football and the Chiefs got him through those treatments. Please welcome Justin to the stage, whose wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his beloved Kansas City Chiefs. I'd like all of you to join me in cheering on Justin as his wish comes true. The floor is yours, Justin. Go get him, babe.
That's amazing.
The Buffalo Bills have traded the 28th pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. With the 28th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the back-to-back Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs select Xavier Worthy.
There it is. And it's only fitting that the 20th offensive player of this first round, breaking a record for most offensive players taken in a first round, and that record is set by the guy who broke the record for the fastest 40 at a combine, and he's joining the Chiefs. Look out.
So this might not be the last record he breaks when you put him with Patrick Mahomes. Instant speed,
That's
that
the last thing
4.21
right
all-time
now.
great.
Essentially get the Tyreek Hill replacement. Who's the top receiver at Texas then? I thought it was the other guy. Yeesh. Oh my God, that offense. Thank the Lord we don't have to face them this year. Unless we see them in the playoffs. Thank the Lord we don't have to face them. Yeah, I thought Mitchell was their top receiver. All right. All right, who's the Cowboys going to pick? So the Cowboy pick is in. Who might this be? All in. All in. Oh, my God. All right. The Cowboys pick us up. And here we go.
They got a 7th in next year's draft, but we'll find out now who the Cowboys are going, if you will, all in on with this 29th overall selection.
With the 29th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Guyton, tackle, Oklahoma.
Well, there you go. I had 8 tackles in my top 50, and I believe that ties the record. We'll get that confirmed, but that's the 8th tackle to go here in the first round. Tyler Guyton, he's going to be the eventual replacement for Tyron Smith, who's now a New York Jet. We talked a lot about Mims earlier. 8 starts. Not many more starts here for Tyler Guyton. Inexperienced former tight end, but look at the dimensions. 6'7", almost 6'8", 322 pounds with outstanding athleticism. When you talk to their offensive line coach down there at Oklahoma, he told all the scouts that went through there, I've never coached anyone more talented than him. And think about all the offensive linemen that have come out of Oklahoma over the last few years. He can uproot defenders.
Man, makes you wonder if you're a Bills fan. Do you regret making that trade with the Chiefs? Because if Xavier Worthy turns out to be really good, then you start wondering as a Bills fan, darn it, what could we have had and why didn't we take him when he was in our lap? And we just handed it to the Chiefs in a gift basket. So based on the players left on the board, get all these corners and D tackles, and then it's a run on wide receivers that are ranked. Yeah. Maybe Tennessee's not going to get a crack at these guys. Except for maybe Keon Coleman. I mean, let's... All right, we're almost done here, and it's time for me to go to bed. It's almost time for me to go to bed. Oh yeah, by the way, what's this list based off of? Best available according to who? It says ESPN, but according to who? Man, Derrick Henry being a Raven. That's right. All right. The Ravens.
Much on Big Moon kickoff. He's the best.
All right, so 3 picks to go. It's the 1 seed from last year's AFC playoffs in the Baltimore Ravens.
With the 30th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Nate Wiggins, defensive back, Clemson.
Yeah, you guys talked about it in terms of just
not an offensive guy. So let's go ahead and keep picking non-wide receivers. Free up the board at number ESPN's got this wrong with the Titans. They have wide receiver as a need, like out of 5 positions that are need. They have it in this order. They have offensive tackle, they have defensive tackle, they got safety, linebacker, and then wide receiver as the 5th most need on the board. On the thing. So that's very odd. Very odd indeed. Yep. All right. We are going to go to a commercial, and the last one probably for tonight, and then we will wrap this show up. And thanks for watching, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and what's going to go on here with the 49ers?
31st overall selection. They go with a receiver here, and certainly there are plenty available. Maybe that signals they're going to move on from Ayuk and go to a new era in the receiver room. If they select another position, maybe they'll work tomorrow to try to get Ayuk done, try to get him the extension he believes he deserves, and kind of move on going forward there. So a lot at stake here, maybe a little signal for the 49ers when they pick.
Interesting, Ian. But if they do,
Ian Rappaport nailed Michael Penix going to the Falcons. So who's to say? So I'm curious what that might be like.
At some of the teams early, the New England Patriots, the Washington Commanders, 2 teams potentially still looking for a receiver. They both pick early tomorrow night, so they could package those picks with a couple later round picks and make up the value of a 1 if that's enough for the San Francisco 49ers to do it.
Interesting. Thanks very much. And he mentions the Washington Commanders, whose 2nd overall pick tonight, former college teammate of Brandon Ayuk. We'll see what comes out of the San Francisco draft room anyway, right here. So what do you think?
Well, with San Francisco, I was looking at 2 things with them. It was defensive tackle and it was wide receiver. And for a lot of the reasons that we're discussing here, the uncertainty at that position, but also defensive tackle. Eric Armstead's no longer there, so to be able to get somebody to help out with that, Johnny Newton's
Johnny Law's still there.
But yes. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at all the wide receivers: Adonai Mitchell, McConkey, Pearsall, Keon Coleman, Leggett, Corley. Like, if they want a receiver, there's still a lot of good options there for them.
Okay, so the commissioner's making his way to the stage for the penultimate time tonight. The Bills are already on.
Well, I turned off too soon.
Up moments ago to take Xavier Worthy, the latest wide receiver taken, fastest man in the history of the combine. And the Bills will choose last, but before that, we hear the 49ers pick.
With the 31st pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver, Florida.
Ooh. So they do take a receiver, and it's Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall is coming off a great year, and somebody who also went to the Senior Bowl and showed up down there. Charles and I saw him down there. Michael Gallup was my comparison. Route polish. And one of the things when you watch him, He's so crisp when he gets to the top of his route. They appreciate that. This is the best catch anybody had all year long. You won't see a better catch than that one, to be able to haul that one in. Tracking the ball again, outstanding hands. They value that everywhere, but especially with Kyle Shanahan. Can you run through the catch point? Can you run clean routes? And are you reliable with your hands? He's a really good player, CD.
And he'll be one of those guys that shows up early, stays late, absolutely loves ball. Joel, you remember him at Arizona State?
I do. I was just going to say, he was all the way back with Jaden Daniels.
There's a certain quarterback who went number 2, threw the ball to Ricky Pearsall, and now you're taking a look at what Ian was talking about. What happens with Ayuk, we don't know, but Pearsall's there, Kittle's still there, Debo. It'd be interesting to see how they continue to fashion things, but Kyle Shanahan, one of the best play diagrammers that we know.
And then you saw all of that tape. He can play.
Yep. And the final pick, nope. It's not the Bills, it's the Panthers. The Panthers. To get who? Nope. Wait tomorrow. Who? I would get the offensive tackle. Take care of, you got to take care of Bryce Young.
Because of the sheer number, like you were talking about, of available players.
I felt bad for Bryce Young watching them last year.
Yes,
I would watch that tape every week because obviously I was invested with the grade that I gave him. And I'm watching this going, I don't know if this guy's got any shot whatsoever. The pressure they're under, the lack of separation down the field, he needs a lot of help.
Inconsistency on the staff because Frank Reich was calling plays, gave it up, took it back. But you know what was really strange about last year? One of the great oddities of last year, he and C.J. Stroud went head-to-head in one ball game. Houston came to Carolina. Houston had the year, went to the playoffs. Carolina abysmal. Carolina won the game. Bryce Young outplayed C.J. Stroud on that particular Sunday. The one anomaly of the year and how it went for C.J. Stroud.
I mean, before we make this selection here, before this selection is made, I would just implore the Panther fans, just be patient with Bryce Young. Because if you put some people around him, you go back to see the player that played at Alabama. This guy can play the position. You just got to give him help.
Well, if I'm Bryce Young and you're in Charlotte here and you're taking this in and they draft a defensive player, I'm driving up to the mountains in Boone, North Carolina, and I'm trying to find some solitude because this dude needs a lot of help. He's going to need some therapy if they don't get him some help in this pick right here.
That's right. Be hanging out with your mascot, Yosef.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Come on up.
That's right in your territory over there.
That's my spot.
We're about to, and by the way, I am now impervious to all Appalachian State mentions. It's over. You had a nice run. Okay.
It was a tremendous run.
It was a tremendous run, but
you used to look at me and wince, didn't you, Rich?
I did because you were at the mic. You called the first game in the history of the Big Ten Network, and it was that. Both of you guys, you hold nothing over me anymore. Just so you understand that. And Darn near about 200,000 of my friends right behind me.
Oh, thanks.
I'll just, while he's on this, with the Michigan year.
On this, yes.
Richie and I were watching the Rose Bowl together.
Yes,
we were actually sitting kind of near each other at the Rose Bowl.
Were there tears?
How'd he do? How'd he do?
100%.
How'd he do?
How about Rich?
All right, final pick.
Good one.
Touche.
Good one.
Touche.
All right, so here's the last pick of the first round, and it belongs to the team that once upon a time had the first pick of this first round, but, the Bears kind of took it. Here's the Panthers wrapping up the night.
The Buffalo Bills have traded the 32nd pick to the Carolina Panthers.
No.
With the 32nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Xavier Legette, wide receiver, South Carolina.
They are of their word, sir.
Honest Dave.
That closes the first round. Thank you, Detroit, for a record-setting night. Don't forget, over the next 2 days, you can break the all-time NFL draft record. Thank you. See you at 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
And speaking of record-setting or record-tying, that's a record-tying 7th wide receiver taken in this first round that saw a record-breaking 14 offensive players go off the board consecutively to start it, and a record-breaking 6 quarterbacks in the first 12 picks. And this kid out of South Carolina
why wouldn't the Titans want this guy? Yeah. Hey, you're not going to travel far, buddy. You don't have to travel far. So, congratulations to you. Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and close that out. And with that, we are closing out the stream. And, man, by the time I get done cutting this won't be the longest one, unfortunately. And until next time, everybody, thanks for tuning in and watching. This is Joshua Mickle. And as always, keep kicking it to the king.